Hey guys, hope you're all keeping well. Good to see you again. Well, another week gone by. It's Friday again, and here we are making another video, ready for the weekend. Derby versus Shrewsbury. Try saying that quickly. Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury for tomorrow for me. So looking forward to that. I've done one game at Derby this year, so it'd be good to get back there again. So looking forward to that. Even though it's absolutely tipping it down with rain outside at the minute, and it looks like it's going to be a wet game tomorrow. So not looking forward to that so much. It's my worst nightmare. I don't mind wind, but it's just the rain and everything gets wet, and trying to look after all the laptop and all the gear, trying to keep it dry, as you know, absolute nightmare. I need to do a video on all my wet weather gear, all my think tank covers and that, but that's for another day. Right, I've had quite a lot of queries lately about my workflow, so I just want to go over it really quickly. I've got Wednesday night's, well, some of Wednesday night's game on the CF Express card. I'm going to whack it in the reader, and I'm going to just download a few, show you where they're going, show you what I do just to get it set up quickly. I did a video about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, on how I get set up for a game. This is more the workflow, so once the card goes in, how I get sent off, bit of editing and to the final process. So without further ado, let's get this card loaded. Right, here we go. We're putting it in. So this is going straight in the reader. I've got the reader incidentally velcroed to my laptop so it doesn't fall off or anything, so that's quite handy. So here we are, we're off. We're downloading. I might just stop it in a minute. We'll just get a few up. Let's get a few up, look. We'll get a few more up. I think that'll do. So we'll stop that now. Obviously that'll go until the end. And let's stop that. Yeah, let's stop that, yes. Let me just show you my photo mechanic. So on the ingest, I usually have the incremental ingest ticked, and I'll tick that again now before I forget. So that once that card comes out and goes back in the camera, the laptop knows, or more to the point, photo mechanic knows, that those images have already been downloaded, and it's only the fresh ones that I've taken on the card that will download, to save downloading it all. Because I just keep rolling all the time through the game. I don't delete anything. I'll just keep all them raw files, or what I call raw files. They're actually JPEG, as you know. Never shooting raw for sport, I don't. I call them raw, yeah. They'll all go down, and then at the end of the day, my raw set is all still on that card. When I get home, I'll then put them onto a hard drive and then delete the card. But anyway, so I've ticked that incremental. And as you can see here, I have told Photo Mechanic that it's going to go. I'll just show you on my desktop what I've got. So I've just for this video, I've called it a workflow video. So in that file, that'll usually be my game. So I've got raw. That's where all the images go into Photo Mechanic, and they get chucked straight in there. Look, and there they are. So we'll open them up a minute. They should be open on Photo Mechanic. We'll see in a minute. And then when I'm sending from Photo Mechanic, which I do for Every Second Media, I've got a sent file. I'll show you that in a minute. Then I've got a live file. That's where all my edited images go, and I'll show you how they go into there in a minute. And then I've got a second edit file, that'll probably be tomorrow, if you like, if the game's been today. So Sunday morning, I'll do a full second edit, including all my stock. They'll get sent in there. And then usually when I get back after full time, I either sit down pitch side or go back to the press room. I'll have another quick full time edit and a quick look through, see that I haven't missed anything. They'll go in there. And so that's that. So all them images that I've just downloaded have gone in the raw. So let's just get rid of that. I'll tell you what, we'll go straight back into there. So that's that done. I've ran through all my Photo Mechanic settings in a couple of weeks ago, or about a month ago. So let's just close that. So right, we've got all these here. So this is all what you call the raw files, straight off camera. So let's just go through them. So I'll quickly go through. Now on the camera, I would have rated the images that I want to come to the top, that I want to show first. So say that I've rated some. I didn't. I don't think I have on here. Because let's have a look. Let's test it. At the minute, it's got file name highlighted. Let's go for rating and see if it brings any up, and it has. So it's brought all my, well, there was, because I stopped the card, there was just this tattoo image that I took, look, mainly of the, I quite like the FA Cup captain's armband. So I rated that on the camera. As you can see, I give it a 1-star rating, and because I've checked rating there, it's brought all the rated images to the top, and that's what I'll do throughout the game. I'll quickly look on the back of the camera what I want, well, through the viewfinder now, through the EVF. I'm pointing again at the R3 because that's what I'm recording on. But yeah, looking through the EVF, rating the ones, and like I said in last week's video, I've assigned the rate button to the top, the button below the menu button, so I can press play on my right thumb, rate on my left thumb, quickly rate the ones that I want to come to the top in Photo Mechanic, and here they are. So let's pretend this is a goal. So I'm going to double click on that, and then I've set this up to edit photo in Photoshop. So that will now open that in Photoshop. Now when I'm sending to Every Second Media, I will send out of Photo Mechanic. So let's just, for instance, so what I've got to do now is set up an action. So let's just take that off crop. I'm not going to do any edits or anything. So first off, I'm going to set up an action, which I would do first thing in the morning or when I get to the ground. So it would usually be an F3 action. So let's take that off, So we'll delete the F3. I don't know why it's F3, but I've always done it as F3. So we're going to make a new action now. We're going to hit record, OK to that, and we're going to go File, Save As, and then we're going to go onto desktop, into my workflow video. We're going to go to the live, because remember that's where my edited images are going to go that are ready to send. So we're going to choose live, save that, OK that, then we're going to close it, and then we're going to stop the recording. So now all I have to do when I've edited an image, F3 straight into my live file. So let's go back into there. Let's now open live. I'll tell you what, before we do that, let's just go to the live. Before we do that, I send that back to Photo Mechanic. Now, I would sometimes have different, I might have a bit of an action that we've just done for that save as. I'll have an action for a bit of contrast. I'll have an action for a bit of clarity, a bit of saturation. I might set up one action with all three in it, but I'll do that once I've taken the first image at the game in the, you know, when I get there for like any general view or anything. If it's a dull day, you know that action is going to work throughout the game, so to speak. So, but I might also edit manually quickly if I can. So I would go Shift Command A, which brings up the camera raw filter, and then I would quickly, like for instance for this one, I think it needs to be a bit brighter. Look, bit brighter. Might give it a bit of contrast. Let's make it a bit arty and give it a lot of clarity, and then perhaps a bit of vibrance. So that's that done. Say that's that done. Now if I was, so that's edited now. Let's F3 that again. So I've F3'd that. That should have gone into my live folder again and overwritten the first one. So let's open the live folder in Photo Mechanic. Let's go to Workflow, Live. There it is, look. So we'll open a new file within Photo Mechanic. So this is now my edited image ready to go. Now for Every Second Media, I drag. So I'll drag the area that I want. I'll tell you what, just for argument's sake, let's do a portrait of his arm. So that's the area that I'm good. That's the area that's going to be sent. This isn't going to be sent, and I've got the in the settings there. You can change all your constrained crops, normal crops, and if I just alter the opacity, look, it'll make the area that's not going to be sent, or cropped if you like, darker. There we are. So it's a lot darker now. Look, but I like to be able to see still. Let's just take that down again. Just take that opacity down again. Again, this is another settings video really. But yeah, so this is the area that I'm cropping. This is the area that's going to be sent. So now I would go Command U, which is into the send file. Now I'd click on the metadata. There'd be lots of different metadata in here. I would quickly put in my caption. I can't think who this was now, but so I've got my text file set up. So NF, I can't think who it was now. I can't think who the captain was, but for sake, Danilo of Nottingham Forest. I'll tell you what I might put on that. I might put a general view of the FA Cup captain's armband. on, and then Danilo of Nottingham Forest. General view of if that's what I would do, something like that. Armband, yep, captain's armband on. That's what I would do. So then I would go close and then send, and that would send straight to the server, and it's gone. And obviously all the server connections for ESM are in there, but that, again, that's a video for another day. And that is basically how I send through Photo Mechanic. Now then, as you probably noticed, I didn't do any cropping in Photoshop when I'm sending to ESM. If I'm sending to Shutterstock, we have hot files, and I use FileZilla. So this is it. We would then put the host in, obviously put all your FTP details in here, connect it. That would then bring all the games up that's happening that weekend where all the different photographers are shooting away. My game would be in there. I would double click on my game. That will then highlight this box and make this Dropbox live, if you like. So my game is now in here. So I would then just put that to one side just so that I can see a bit of the box. Now I would go, this is how I would do an edit for Shutterstock. So we're going to go into Photo Mechanic. So this time I'm going to crop the area that I want to send. It's the same principle as sending in Photo Mechanic. So I'm doing that. Let's just do a quick edit again, just like we did before. So we'll give it a bit of contrast. But I'm only doing this really quickly. Look, just a bit of clarity, a bit of vibrance. So that's that done. And again, F3. So that's cropped now, ready. No more cropping needed. So F3. That's going to go. It'll probably override that live one again. There we are. So it's overridden it. So this time, because I'm going to drag into there, I'm going to put my caption in here. Slightly different box. So again, caption in there. So let's put a general view, captain's armband. Then I would hit save, and then OK that. That caption is now embedded on there, and then it's just a simple drag and drop onto there, and it's gone. Obviously, you get a few green bars in here telling you when it's sent. Job done, and that's it. That's the drag and drop into FileZilla. Well, you have got to watch that you don't run the cursor. That's why I've got this minimized basically like that, because when I first started I had a few whoopsies, and for some I don't know how I did it, but I managed to double click on a different game in here, so it opened up a different game, and I got a message from the desk saying just be careful, Mark, because you're sending into so and so a game and not your own game. So I'd have to go back in there and find my game, and so that's why I now keep that. I minimise that as much as I can up there. I've maximised this as much as I can without hiding my green mark, my sending bars, to keep that area big. And then I know that if I just drag and drop and don't hover the cursor over here anywhere, that it's it's going to be all right. But just one other thing. You do, when you send out a Photo Mechanic, you get this upload box coming, and then you can see them being sent through there. And this box has not been closed, look, since my midweek game at Forest. And you can see I sent 132 there, and it tells you if there's any errors or what's queued or what hasn't sent, and you can view the log going. Very similar to the green bars on here, and that's handy to have when you're sending out a Photo Mechanic. And that is basically my workflow. So card in, brings it into live. I've rated the images. The images are starred, rated on my camera, and obviously if you give a very important image 2 stars, it will appear at the front, and so on. You can go up to 5 stars, but as a rule it's always 1 star. Into there, double click on that, send that straight to Photoshop, do your edit, F3, back into Photo Mechanic, back into live, and then I would either drag and drop, drag like that, and then that's the area that's going to send. Command U, I would then go into metadata, put the caption in, close that, hit send, gone. And the other way, of course, is to, let's just double click on that again, let's clear that. And the other way, of course, because I've just resaved that now, so if we go back into, if we go back into live and send that, double click on that and send that back to Photoshop, and then if I actually crop that now and give it lots of, just so that we can see that it's the different image and it's overrode it, just do that again. So we'll hit F3 again, back into there, and it's changed now. It's overwritten the last one. So I would then click on that, put my caption in there, hit save, onto the next image. And then again with this, you can copy your caption, save, paste, copy, paste if you've got a goal sequence. And then if there's a sequence of like 8 or 10 images that I've just captioned and copied and pasted, they would then also be open here, and I could highlight all 6 and drag and drop all 6 into there, and they would all go, and then that's it. So yeah, that is my workflow. I hope that was easy to follow. It's easy for me because I've done it so much, but and do let me know. I'm sure you guys must do it slightly different to that. There might even be some shortcuts, and I must remember, thanks to John Hobley, he sent me an autocomplete method, so that instead of using just your text files, you can type in 3 letters and it will bring up a list, which I must get done as soon as I've made this video. Must get done, because that sounds like it's going to be an even quicker option than just your text files. But yeah, I'll do that in another video. And I said I would name drop John for giving me it, so yeah, thanks John. Next video that we do on the autocomplete settings on that list, I'll make sure you get a mention again. But and it was great this week at Nottingham Forest. I might even do a quick video on the game, because core penalties, it's so difficult. I never know whether to stay on the 400 for the kicker, whether to go wide on the 70 to 200 to get the kicker and the goalie in for any sort of reaction. Do you sit, or do you, I had to move a bit, so I ended up going wide on the penalties because it went to extra time and penalties. And I don't know, the keeper made a vital save. I wasn't on the 400. I decided to go wide. I hate penalties because you've got so many decisions to make in such a short space of time. But I got an okay set, but it was the last penalty that mattered. And yeah, we got away with it just. But yeah, I'll have to do another video on penalties. And I'm also going to do a video on positioning. When I get to a game, I'll think what the stories could be, try and think ahead a bit, and then work out where I need to sit. Obviously some pitches are different, some grounds are different, some you can only sit along the touch line, some you can only sit behind the goal. But yeah, I'm going to make a video on that because I've had a few requests on how to decide where to sit and where do you choose where to sit. So I'm going to do that, so watch that, that's going to be up and coming. But anyway, hopefully that's my workflow explained as in-depth as I can really. There's not a lot else to go on, and yeah, job's a good one. Do let me know if you're out this weekend. Put any comments below, and post any images on Photography Chat on Facebook. It's been great to see all the different images taken over the weekends and that. And yeah, keep posting on there. I think I'm going to run the expressions on the banner for another week because we've had so many great ones. I'm finding it really difficult to choose through them. So I might keep putting expressions up for a while. And it's great. It's great advice from anyone looking to up their game, and all the expressions that we've had, it's great just to keep an eye out during the game for anything unusual. You know, it's not always happening where it's happening. Sometimes you've got to keep an eye out, and you can get some great images elsewhere, some great expressions from the bench or something like that. You know, if there's a tussle going on the pitch, yeah, get some of the tussle, but then get the manager on the dugout, you know, get some expressions off him. But anyway, yeah, it's great incentive to keep an eye out for anything untowards the expression. So we'll run that for another week, and then I'll set a challenge next week. But anyway, job's a good one. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Put any comments below. Get back to you as soon as I can. And I always forget, if you can remember to give the video a like, that'd be much appreciated. I never ever say it really. I know a lot of YouTubers do say it at the beginning of their video, but it really does help YouTube put out my video further afield. The more likes I get, the more hits it'll get. So and it really does help the channel out. So yeah, if you could remember to give the video a like, that'd be really much appreciated. But anyway, I'm babbling on. Have a great weekend, guys. Catch up next week. Job's a good one.